What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another video review. This time it's Golden State Warriors Steph Curry from Enterbay 1/9 motion masterpiece. And if you like this figure, please click the link down below. Order them at bigbadtoystore.com. They have all years and all that stuff and more. So check the site out. It's pretty cool. $4 shipping. Start off with a box. Normal motion masterpiece series box. You can see this is all the collection out there. Curry, Harden, Wall, mostly current players. On the side, it's a smaller box. Golden State Warriors, Enterbay. And on the side right here it says Steph Curry in kind of like a shiny texture. I really like the artwork of this motion masterpiece series that they have. Inside you see the manual, and there's like a sleeve here, a plastic case with like the blue tint representing Golden State Warriors, and it's hard to take it out. I don't know why. Here you go. You can see Steph Curry inside this plastic case, and you pull it up and there he is. It's 1/9 glory. And start off with the accessories. As you know, motion masterpiece series doesn't really have any. It comes with nice assortment of hands though. The 3 hands, the follow through hand, it has the pointy hand. I would say the other one, the one on the top left when you're watching this, that looks like a follow through hand as well. But the other one on the top right, I would say that's more of the follow through. It comes with the standard ball. Also, it comes with the as you can see, this ball, for those who hasn't seen some of my 1/9 videos, it doesn't have the magnet unlike the 1/6 collectible, so it is a bit different. So it does have a hole right there, kind of like where you inflate the ball. So what happens is you get this transparent plastic that goes into the ball, into that hole, and from that, it's kind of like a stick that goes into his hand. So he has 2 ball hands, so to speak. So instead of magnet, Enterbay became cheap on us, so they use this stick now. They also included some stickers, Golden State Warriors, I guess, in another version of their logo that you can use anywhere. It doesn't need to be with the figure or the base. Ideally, I guess you want to put it on the base, but this is the stand. So for those who hasn't seen any of my 1/9, it's a good chance to get you introduced to the stand. As far as the figure, I'm not sure what Steph Curry is this. I don't really follow his shoes, but noticeably it does have the ankle brace. He also has the socks, which is pretty cool. He also comes with this compression shorts, which is pretty long, which is nice because it does cover his knees, which in part you should see some of the joints if it's not covered. Also on the uniform itself, it says Golden State Warriors number 30. Noticeable differences as far as the quality. Of course, 1/9 is a bit less compared to its 1/6 counterpart. Now, as far as head sculpt, his biceps is pretty big. Like Steph Curry's been doing all sorts of gains, bro. He's hitting the gym. No, with the 1/9, unfortunately, you would see some joints that you wouldn't see typically on the 1/6 scale. Double jointed elbows for range of movement, and also bicep swivel. Also, you can see from the side, it does hide the joints in the knees, so that's pretty cool. Also, you can see the details on the shoe is pretty amazing as well. Under Armour, I don't follow his shoe. I know his shoes are from Under Armour, and what he sent Steph Curry for now is good for him. And he has his own shoe line, made Under Armour pretty much famous for basketball shoes. You can see here the colorway is the standard Golden State colorway. On the back, like I said, you won't see the ugly double jointed knees. On the back though, you can see his elbows. That uniform, that's kind of cool that they have that that tab on the neck seam. How many championships you have won. So with Golden State, I guess they've already won 4 apparently. I know they've won 2 in my lifetime at least. Maybe the other 2 I just don't know when. But yeah, and they're not really my favorite team. Although, I really do like Steph Curry as a basketball player. I think he changed how we play basketball from here on out. Shorter kids, unathletic kids. As long as you work on your jump shot and your 3-point area, if you have a range to the parking lot, you can make it. Not only can you make it before, and just want to show you the tattoos that he does have actually. So on both his wrists, I have no idea what they mean. As you can see from the palm of this hand, this is the ball hand actually. But yeah, he has this TCC 30. I mean, if you know what it means, good for you. I didn't do any research whatsoever. He also comes with this some symbolic tattoo or Hebrew tattoo. I don't know what it is. I looks Hebrew. Kind of like read it somewhere, but didn't dig deep into it. As far as the head sculpt, I don't know what happened to his buck teeth though. He has some buck teeth in the front. I would say it's a good likeness. His skin tone is pretty much on the spot. It's Steph Curry. Is it better than his 1/6 counterpart? We got to remember, on the 1/6 he already has 2 versions. The first one it doesn't look like him that much. The second version, kinda. Out of those 3, I would say this one has the better likeness. I would say you can see the fade here. The texture is great. You can see the skin texture. There's a little bit of inconsistency as far as skin tone from his neck, as you can see here, into his face, and that's one of my biggest pet peeve. I mean, it's the same person, and I'm not using a custom body here. I guess that's one of the blockage that I'm experiencing when I'm gonna try to let's say upgrade into Phison body. It's that this one kind of bothers me. It needs to be seamless, the transition from the head sculpt into the neck. But as you can see here, yeah, there's no there's no consistency there whatsoever. His face, or the back of his head, is a different color than his neck. But I guess you won't pay attention to that too much when he's in an action pose or whatnot. But unfortunately, I'm doing this macro video or photography or videography, so it's more noticeable. But kind of from afar, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But as far as likeness, it's there. It's not 100%. Is this are they in the right direction? I would say so, but the teeth kind of killed it for me. He does have the facial hairs there. The eyes, I would say they got it, but I would say the teeth and maybe the shape of the face. I don't know. Is he wearing a mouthpiece here? It doesn't look like it, so he does look like he has a buck tooth in there. But I'll just give you a close-up shot. Their eyes could improve. They can take a little bit of notes from Hot Toys. Again, this is 1/9 though, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. Maybe in the 1/6. I know Enterbay is known for pretty good paint applications. I'm just not too impressed with these guys' eyes. It's just not too polished. Not too museum-like, as we speak. As we say it in the 1/6 collectible game, but it's passable. It's not terrible, but it's also not great. So I'm gonna put him in a few poses, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. I just put him on a pose where he's kind of doing some crossover. As far as the NBA, as far as the figures, really nothing much to talk about. The range of movement is there, just like any other figure. He does come with like white compression shorts, so I don't think it's gonna leave any stains on his legs. If it does, and then it's white, no big deal. But as far as basketball wise, you can see the base here. If you want to know how to assemble the base, watch my LeBron video. That's my first 1/9 collectible, so I kind of showed it how to assemble this. I'm not gonna show it in any more videos of mine. Just check out my channel if you're having trouble. But yeah, man, he love them or hate them, Golden State. I'm a Chicago guy. Forever will be. I'm with them, even though we suck right now. We're not very good. But with Golden State, love him or hate him, they changed the way basketball is played. They kind of represented the D'Antoni system. If you're old school, you got to remember Phoenix Suns, run and gun, 7 seconds or less. They're kind of like that, but with defense. I guess that's the biggest difference that they have, is they play really good defense. Even Steph Curry, who's arguably their weakest defender, they can hide him, they can mask him, but he's also not that bad of a defender. He's not great, but he's not terrible. And some poses here where he's using the 3-hand. Like I was saying earlier, Steph Curry changed the way kids approach the game nowadays. Back in my time, there's Michael Jordan. We can't be all 6'6" with big hands and can jump out of the building. But with this generation, anyone can chuck it out from 3 as long as you make it. But maybe, just maybe, Steph Curry has the DNA of a shooter. I'm sure he practiced a lot. I'm sure he worked on his game, and not to take that away from him. But if any kid looks at him, he's not physically intimidating. He's not LeBron James. He's not a monster or anything. He's just like a regular dude. He's skinny. He can't jump too high. But a 2-time MVP, and he changed the way we play the game. Now it's all about 3-pointer, because this guy has unlimited range. Let's face it, his handles are great, and he can drive to the hole or take you out. When he's hot, he's unguardable. He is unguardable. LeBron tried it last NBA Finals, and you saw what happened. So they're gonna be a force for a while. They're gonna be a dynasty as long as they keep their core intact. And as far as Golden State, they are a super team, but it's not their fault they draft good. They drafted Steph Curry, they drafted Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. The only guy that they got basically was Kevin Durant. And they actually don't need him. They won 73 games without him. This is a post where he's kind of like just shooting, So, yeah, this is a good thing about 1/9 is because he has so much range of movement that you can get away with some stuff that you couldn't do on the 1/6 scale. So there you go. So I was going to my point. Miami was a super team. Because they just joined each other. It's Dwayne Wade's the only guy there, but in Golden State's, they went to growing pains. Curry and Thompson, they were losing a bunch of games before we started noticing them. They changed the way they play. I would say they turned the corner once they got Draymond Green, because Draymond Green kind of changed the culture of Golden State. They made him more of a defensive oriented team and combine it with his offensive skill set as well, which is, that's all they needed from him. They don't need him to post up or, shoot a bunch in the down low or overpower anyone. I'm sure he could at some point, but that's not his game. He's a versatile guy. He's a glue guy, a very good glue guy. That changed the way, the dynamics of Golden State, and I can't hate them for that. I hate the fact that they're a super team, or I hate the fact that they're beating my teams all the time, but can't fault them for what's happening now. They drafted good. They bet on Curry and they won. And here we go. As far as size comparison, obviously Curry's going to be the smallest one out of the 3. You got James Harden and his kind of like nemesis LeBron James. The trilogy, we're always going to talk about that. Maybe there's a 4th time this year. You never know. I picked the Cleveland to go all the way to the finals and lose again, but hey, you never know. Injuries can happen, so never say never in this league. And there you go, guys. Steph Curry, 1/9 scale from Enterbay, really good figure, or I would say all of them, all of the 1/9 so far that I've gotten my hands on, really good. I'm even thinking of getting the basketball court. But yeah, if you're starting your collection, this is not a bad way to start. Steph Curry, he's gonna be a legend, first ballot Hall of Fame. When the time has come. Change the face of the game right now. Everyone wants to shoot threes anymore. If you're not, then you're irrelevant. Like Dwayne Wade's game, Rajon Rondo's game became just irrelevant because because you're expected to hit 3-pointers nowadays. Back in the day, you gotta live in the paint and you're fine. But yeah, Steph Curry changed that, and he can drive to the paint too if he wants to. You know, his handles are terrific. He can pass. He can do it all. And his injury days are behind him now in the past. Although he's more injured this year, but you know, he's 30 years old. And with his skill set, you know, he doesn't need to be fast. All he needs to be is open. He can run around, set shot, and he's always going to be a shooter. So, you know, it's going to prolong his career. So thank you for watching, guys. Watch out for my next review. Happy holidays. This is going to be probably my last video of the year. You know, for anyone, keep on collecting, guys. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, share my videos, follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, and my Facebook page. And thank you for watching.